We're going to watch Overload. We're going to break it down. We're going to see how teams have already formed a system on this map and on this game mode. And we're going to see how teams react to situations, how they play it from a flow perspective, how they play it from a strategy perspective. It seems like very kind of head smashy, but a lot of it, Overload, in my opinion, is going to come down to mid control and then rotating based on whatever information you get pressure wise. So for example, if you know an enemy team is stacking towards a certain side, if you have middle, you can pivot either side. And that's sort of the general trend that I've gotten so far. So the way I see from a flow perspective, right? So imagine we have like a conveyor belt system. From what I have seen so far with Overload, it looks like this. Basically, whichever side you are spawning, you are going to take, if you are the first guy, you are going to take that route in order to either play for that gunfight and then get map pressure. You are going to get to either side, because what you see, obviously, when you are trying to take that route, and what you don't see equally is going to be then given to the information for your teammates on the other side of the map to then pivot. So once you have mid control, and then once you then pinch out the side lanes, whichever side lane you have progressed out furthest will then manipulate where the enemy spawn in if you've made kills, but then also you have map progression to then use that. So it looks like wherever you've got progression, play for mid control, get your kills, get the progression, and then push it down that way. So you'll see OpTic do it quite a bit here.
Going into usually our swing mode.
And there you go. So you have basically, you control the side lanes, and you just got to hope and pray to God that the guys middle make their kills. And then once you've made your kills and you've got numbers, you can then make a decision to determine, okay, where are the enemies? Where are they what you call strongest? Where is the pressure? And how do we then basically make them useless? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting so far. So right here, if I'm Carolina, based on what I'm thinking is you've just made 2 kills. I would expect him to already be pushing that, and then they would use his progression essentially to get to the point. You can then also have somebody re-pinching through mid, but ideally it's whichever side lane you have the progression. What it looks like, you want to use that. He then pushes out. I imagine him pushing out is going to spawn him obviously a bit further, and then you can re-pinch through middle. Once you are then understanding, okay, I don't have the timing to basically get across to B, then what you'll see, guys, is you'll see people start to re-pinch. Instead of just like head smashing it through, you'll then set up re-pinches. So it's almost like a 1-2 step kind of process so far. So as you see here, you see number 6 getting across. 5 is going to go fast. So Austin's already here. And now you're in a position, well, you got to play like a 2-step process now, right? And obviously they don't have mid progression. Nero's kind of screwed. And then you see now OpTic are playing for mid. And look at number 4 here. Let's look at number 4 here. Look at him coming off spawn. Is he coming off spawn? He's still alive from the previous wave. Now he's going backwards. Going through. So I'm curious now, how do they play this situation? Because Shotzi has progression B. Huke is going to get progression on the right. Surely they just use that, right? There's no way they can go backwards. Okay, they're going backwards. So instead of using the progression, because progression probably doesn't have that much, Huke doesn't have that much progression. Maybe if, let's say, Kylo was around here, maybe they'd use that. But what they're thinking is they'll go around, juke him, use the progression that Shotzi has, because now they're thinking these guys are going to be worried about this. So the way it looks like to me is almost, once you get mid, once you fake out a certain lane, or if you have progression, one of the two, you can either take it to the opposite lane and hopefully catch him basically lacking, or you can use that progression to then cap a point. And I think once you have that progression, if you have the, I think it's almost like a 2-step thing. If you have the progression, you can use it. If you don't have the progression, you then set up pinches in order to get the guy out. So it's basically like this, right? Okay, do we have mid? Yes. Do we have progression either side? Now from this, it's like your decision loop, right? Do we have progression? No. Okay. We can wrap and start juking people out. Or we can pinch. Right? We can pinch. It's either one of the two, right? But then, do you have progression? Yes. Progression meaning, are we behind the point? Can we safely and efficiently get to here? Can we do this? Yes. Okay, get to teammate. I think it's going to be as simple as that.
On a play.
Yeah, Trey's trying to work through the flank, but Slasher, he's trying to get maybe an opening kill. Lurks there for the trade, but
Nice.
it's feeling like OpTic have done enough to slow this push down.
So like right here, go through mid. Nah. Okay, so now they have to get back towards the objective. All right, let's see how OpTic plays. See, you see what I'm saying? Look at Hugh. Hugh is the last guy in the flow. They're gonna try and play for ball control. He's gonna re-pinch, and once he gets progression, then you can use it if you need to get to point. So to keep it stupid simple for you guys is essentially it looks like a 1-2-1, obviously based on where the ball progression is, who has it, whatever. And then once they do, they can use that progression to get to A, play 1 or 2 waves off that. Where's he gonna go here? Okay, they're gonna go B. He's gonna re-pinch mid. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So it essentially looks like this. How many waves do we need to get? Is it 1? Do we already have progression? Okay, we'll bang out towards a point. We don't have progression. Right, let's start pinching mid. Let's start pinching the side lanes. Try and get progression. Figure out where they're the hardest. Make them useless. And then re-wrap the ball in order to get a timing somewhere. And then do it fast. I feel like this mode is so twitchy. I feel like it's no, you go here. Oh, never mind, you died. You go here. Oh, never mind, you have progression. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go. I feel like it's just, man. I just feel like it's just such quick decisions, and you just gotta go. Holy.
When Slasher finding that double, the point still gets down.
So now they'll play for ball control in middle first.
Push set up by Dashy. It gets cut down. You wrap it all the way back to your base.
And then is number 3 gonna re-pinch the left lane then? Well, they got numbers here. They could just run down. So they know they need to get another wave. And then maybe number 3 here, Dashy spawns up and re-pinches this. Now they just take their time here. Just play your kills. I'll wait for number 3 to activate. Yeah, I'm picking up what OpTic are putting down. I'm picking it up. Now Dashy gets progression. Now, chat, are you picking up what I'm putting down? You see what I'm saying? Like, once you are in a position where you have progression on B or A, use it and go round, and you got to do it fast. And if you throw stuns, you throw nades, you keep people preoccupied at the same time, and you can then re-hit this. Man, look at this, bro.
Berkeley's working through side room.
Just so fast.
You gonna expect Dashy to be here?
Yeah, they ain't expect.
They're just so fast, but they are.
Bro, how's it? Bro, what?
You're gonna call now for the
Wait, how did he not get one there?
Are you gonna be able
Wait,
to
he
spot
played it
him
really good here.
Just so fast.
You're gonna expect Dashy to be
That's
here.
unfortunate. Aim
Just
assist
so
drag. Holy
fast,
shit.
but they are able to find the kill dealers.
Okay, let's see how they play here. This is good. Look at Craze re-pinching this. This is what I expect. But as I'm saying, even Dashy does it here. Like, if teams are going to be very slow in pushing something out because they need to get 2 waves, look at the last guy coming off spawn, re-picking up the pinch, because that's what he's expecting. You're expecting players to re-pinch this. Now, maybe where it could have been slightly different is if, let's say, Jay does this, plays a spot here, get progression here, and then they took the ball here fast. And then, if they needed to, they late pinch this, and then they can go back. So that's why I think mid is going to be important, and that's why, in my opinion, mid is a pivot point. Pivot point.
Don't worry, guys.
So same again. So like you could potentially play for mid control, get one person doing this, one person doing that. What is the information you have? Where are the people on the map? And then potentially if number 2 wins his one-on-one here and gets progression out, they could use it. If not, he'll set up a pinch and they can do that.
2 for 2 so far. A nice little defense there.
Look at number 8.
Spot. Look at his position. He's
Nice.
them so far away from
Interesting. Okay, look at him. So this is also why mid is really important, guys. If mid is the reason why mid is also really important, because look at where OpTic have spawned. Okay, look at where OpTic spawn here.
Far away from this B zone. This should be a cap. Comes down to
Wait. Actually, this is really important. So on this side, yo, forget re-pinching this. You might as well just play to get through mid and spawn them A anyway, guys. So instead of doing a 1-2-1, you can for your step 1, play all 3 lanes, right? But like, let's say you get 1 wave and you know you need to get another wave. If you are quick enough controlling this, and you get towards their back spawn and you force them to spawn here, it is essentially gonna be a free route onto B. So you could play your first wave to get control of the ball, of course. And then whichever side you want to hit, you force them to spawn on that side, opposite to where you want to hit, right? And you leave it, and you keep controlling mid. So, for example, let's say they get mid control, and they push through A like this, but then they have one person here, well, get them spawning here, right? Because now you've got a free route to A. Wait, this might be, chat, I'm not kidding, this might be stupid. If teams like do this consistently, this actually might be silly. This might be silly.
Almost makes the play, but due to Crazy's position, Dashie had 0 help.
All right, let's see how they play the situation here. All right, look at number 1, getting progression towards A, so they'll use that. Number 2 is going to repinch it. They know they need to get another wave. Yep. Nice. Good. This should be a 3-point. I mean, it can work on both sides, I guess.
And they just go.
And the nuke is on 4 in a row.
So where are they going to spawn here?
Clean 4 dead. Look where the EMP now swung. They already have that side of the map locked
Yep,
down
they got
because
progression.
Shotzi isn't gonna give it up for free.
They're going to use that progression.
Set up as
Yeah,
Dashie
they should cap
lines up
this.
a double.
Okay.
Another score is about to go in for OpTic.
And this is maybe what we're trying to talk about. There's different elements from every.
Now they're going to play from mid again. Surely they get back.
That reminds you like control, right? I mean, you lose all map
So play from mid again, and number 3 should pinch the left, right? Well, he's playing for number 7, but after he kills 7, he's going to play the left. Oh, never mind, he's got a streak. Okay.
My gun got a buff. Hold on, let me show you what I'm really about.
Same again, 1-2-1 basically. Just whichever side you have progression, use it.
There's only 2 minutes left on the game clock for Carolina to make something out of nothing. They are currently putting themselves in a position.
So what they do from a flow perspective, nice. So wherever they get progression, they're going to take the ball. Yep. So they're going to take it right potentially. So now they're going to take it left because that's where they've got progression. Puke is 31 and 13. How have I not just noticed that? Okay. So let's see how they play the ball again. So they're going to wrap across. Yeah, play for ball controls is step 1. We're going to re-wrap it towards mid. Yep. They should come. Is he going to come back? Okay, he's not.
If he doesn't end up killing the objective, it's going to bite him in the butt. Instead, though, it is paid off.
So they repinching.
32 and 14, leading the way. 50
And gets
seconds
to. They'll get this. They'll use that progression. So they need to get another wave. So potentially last guy will repinch mid. They'll hold this. Last guy. Are they going to repinch mid here? No, they're just going to bully. So 4's going to repinch it here. He's doing 360s. So now they're going to activate off number 4. Now they're going to bully out because they've got numbers. Okay, interesting. So that's okay. Essentially decide in the moment if you have map progression, how many. Well, first of all, if you need to get 2 waves, have you got map progression? Can we use it? Can we rotate it back and use that map progression to get to the point? If not, can we slow the game down if we're going to stack aside to then repinch the other side? If you make kills or you have numbers, do we want to repinch and then use his map progression? Or do we want to bully through? So I think the more Overload is going to be played, it's going to be... It seems very quick. It seems very twitchy with the decision making. And it's also very, okay, how many kills do we have in the moment for a wave? Okay, let's use it. Let's not. It seems kind of simple, I guess. As you can see, like on certain sides of the map, like if you get a wave and you play for like middle, for example, you can use that to then progress up the other side. So you can purposely spawn them, give up a lane. So you get a wave, you get mid-map control, you purposefully spawn them on a particular side of the map. You can then, because they're spawning on a specific side of the map, you can then reshift the ball, use that progression and make it very easy for you to get a point. As you saw with the mid thing, you get them spawning towards towards the, what's it called, towards A, and you can just retake it round over and over and over. Something about that I don't like.